You want to learn how to get those killer sounds from a trumpet call or a wingbone call? You need to pay close attention on this video, because I'm fixing to show you the details on what it takes to make those killer sounds that'll kill turkeys. Hey folks, I'm Garron Carlin, owner of Mosses Creek Outdoors. I'm standing on a path here that I have traveled with probably the biggest number of turkeys that I've killed in my life. It's a road back through the woods here. It goes back across through the creek bottom on the property where I spent my whole life growing up. And I've killed lots of turkeys around different places over the country. Better than 100 turkeys in this specific area, longbeards. But I've traveled the path that I'm standing on right now with the biggest number of them, and it's almost like it's a trail of memories or something like that. I mean, it's unbelievable at the memories along this one trail. But this is a trumpet call / wingbone instructional demo video. I hadn't done a video in 2021 yet talking about how to use a wingbone or a trumpet call, or how to get started to use one. What's some of the most important things to do, especially if you're starting out or just learning. I'm going to jump to that on the segment here in just a second, as far as doing some demonstrations on the two calls. I was going to show you this gun right quick. This is a Remington 870. I love these guns. I got 3 of them. This is a 30-inch barrel, and it's just smooth bore out the end. This one's not choked. My other 2 are choked. This gun shoots 3-inch number 9 Apex or TSS shells. Just wonderful. I'm not going to name any yardage as far as turkey kills, because you would pretty much have to see it in person to believe it. I've made some pretty long shots. I hate to make a long shot. I mean, I really do. But a lot of folks says that it's not turkey hunting, you know, if you've got to take a long shot, or, you know, you're not getting the fun out of it, you know, as far as the part of real turkey hunting, you know, if you got to make a long shot or whatever. I mean, I'll make a long shot when I have to. I mean, I hunt 90% of the time around big fields. If I hunted up in the woods all the time, I mean, it might be different. I probably wouldn't even need to use Apex shells. But I hunt around fields nearly all the time, and I mean, I don't always make a long shot. Probably the biggest part of the time I don't, but sometimes I have to make a long shot, and I can just reach on out there and touch them, you know, if I need to. And but lots of folks, they would literally have to be with me to believe some of the shots that I have made, as far as being way on out there. But it's amazing. But if you never shot the Apex shells, you need to give them a try. You'll be mighty surprised how devastating they are. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about what I do when I first start out holding a wingbone call or a trumpet call, holding it and getting the right sounds from it. This is a call made from a jake. It's a real jake wingbone. Of course, this is the Legend Wingwood collar that I manufacture. I've shipped these things literally slapped all over the United States, and it is unreal at what positive feedback I have got off of these calls since fall or of last year. So I'm going to do most of this with a Wingwood collar. I'm going to do some sounds on the wingbone, but I'm going to do most of it with this call, because this call due to the shape of the mouthpiece, is even easier to use than a Wingbone call is. A lot of folks has trouble with a Wingbone because the wing bones, they're not never perfect round on the mouth end or the tip up here. The thing with bone is, you've always got curves. Nothing's perfect round. Nothing's perfectly straight. So you're dealing with curves and different shapes. But the end of the Wingwood call is perfect round. So I think that plays a big part in it making it a good bit easier for people to learn to use as far as practicing on a call like this. And I've got my mouthpiece beveled on the tip up here, and that makes it even easier. So I'm going to talk about holding the call. I'm going to slow down here. I'm going to talk slower than I usually do in a normal video. I'm going to try to get you to see some of this stuff. Okay. That's how I hold my call. And my first finger may be in front of that hole even more than some folks would imagine. You can see that sometimes I'm closing up maybe a third of the hole. Sometimes my finger's over in front of close to half of it. And I'm not just jamming my finger up against it. I'm just gently laying my finger in front of the hole. So when that air comes, or that sound comes out, it semi bounces off the side of my finger. And it will really depend one way or the other. You move that finger just a little bit, it's going to completely change the sound. So that's, and give you an idea here, this is how I hold it. As you can see, the end of the call does not stick past my thumb like that. Do not include the end of the call into your hand like that, because when you come around and make this pocket with both hands to get your full range of tone out of the call, that's gonna interfere with you, because you ain't got no control over that sound coming out because your finger's up here on the side of the call. So I just hold it right around the very end like that, and you can see my finger, I get it to where my finger is just naturally falling across in front of that hole like that. Alright, and once I get it like that, I'm kind of pulling these other four fingers down in line with that finger, kind of semi-fist if you call it. And when I bring my second hand up, I'm not holding it real tight or anything. I'm just bringing it up like a cup to this hand. I'm not jamming my fists together real tight like this or nothing. I'm just gently pulling them together. I'm kind of holding my hand with this hand, just going around it. Now, when I go to get my sound, first of all, here's something that I straightened a friend of mine out on the other day. He was having drastic problems getting the sounds he wanted from the call. He kept wanting to he was getting the sound from the call, but he kept wanting to cock the call down toward his chest. And it was going into his mouth, kind of up into his mouth at a sharp angle. And I told him, I said, lift the end of the call. Do the same exact thing. Just keep doing the same thing with your lips. Except as you do it, just lift the end of the call. And when he lifted the call and pointed it straight out away from him, it straightened out everything. I mean, he just instantly went to making sounds, that he was expecting to get, or type of sounds he wanted to make, to call turkeys. So, alright, keep that call up. Now, if you can run a call in the center of your lips, run it in the center. But some folks has got like a little dip or something in the middle of their lip down here, and they can't run one in the center. I mean, I can, but I don't all the time. I get some of my very best sounds just barely off center to one side or the other, which I use mine barely off center to my right side more than I do to my left. But I can use one in the center. I can't really decide that part for you. You'll just have to kind of decide, where, the call feels best in your mouth. And this lip stop up here, This is called the lip stop, this black part. It can be adjusted, it can be twisted to make just the tip of the call up here shorter or longer, because it may make a difference how far that tip goes into your lips. The tip of the call does not go all the way through your lips. This stop hits the outside of your mouth to stop that call. So every time in the woods, when you get ready to call, and then you get ready to call again, and then you call again, that's going to put the call in the same spot in your mouth to try to repeat the same sounds over and over and over. So you may have to experiment with that. You may need a little, you may need it a little shorter right on the tip. You may need it a little longer. So, but again, you know, you get your hands right, and you get it right up here on your lip, to which it's about halfway through my lips, the tip of the call. And as I stated in other videos, all this call is an amplifier. Your lips makes all the sound. This call is just an amplifier to make it loud. And it's right there. That's the sound you want. Okay, I'm going to make a few sounds now. I'm going to call on the Wingwood call here. I got my hands, I'm holding that call by the end again like that, and I'm bringing my other hand up here, and I'm forming a pocket or sound chamber, whatever you want to call it. Keeping the call straight out. Don't do it like this. Don't point it down, or I don't. I can't do nothing like that. Keep it level out from me. And you're going to act like you're drinking through a straw. But remember, a drinking straw is all the way in your mouth. This isn't. It forms that little friction point right at the tip of the call. Like that. Now, if I want a tree call like early in the morning, you want to kind of tighten your two hands down pretty good out here. You want to squeeze it down and get a small double fist, so there's a real small resonating chamber, and it's not going to let that sound out very fast. That's just kind of a cackle that I put in there. I'm going to go back to the louder calling now. You can see I can change that hand just a little bit, and it'll make a difference right here, like that, with that volume. You hear how much deeper that gets when I shut that gap up in my hand. Now I'm going to do the wing bone. See, I tuned this call to sound more like male turkey sounds. It's got kind of that deeper rollover to it. Something I'm also doing, instead of opening my hand this way, I'm cupping it at the bottom and holding it like that. And that's giving me a kind of a bounce effect out of that sound. That's a good sounding call. That call's got several turkeys behind it. Now I'm going to go back to the Wingwood. I'm shutting up close to half the hole on that one. I'm going to tone it back down now and tree calling once more. Hen's still on limb early in the morning. Squeeze it down. Get a tight fist. I guarantee you learn to use a Wingbone or a Wingwood call if you get one from me, and you practice, and learn to use it, and you will not be disappointed in years to come when it comes to your hunting results. I've had a lot of turkeys out there over the years, even up in the middle of the day, to gobble to this style call, and they would never gobble to anything else. It's literally amazing sometimes. You know, there's a lot of turkeys out there, a lot of gobblers that lives through a lifetime on their part, and they don't never hear that sound. You know, it's a new sound. It's been, like I say, it's been unbelievable at the positive feedback that I have had on the Wingwood call alone, from people that's killed turkeys, people that has called turkeys up, people that's gotten turkeys to answer them, and a lot of the folks that's contacted me has made statements that it is a wonderful, wonderful call because they do a lot of hunting on public land, and they say that a lot of turkeys will answer that sound and they won't answer anything else. And because a lot of people gets out there on that public land, you know, and uses the same calls, and a lot of those turkeys are used to hearing a lot of those sounds, you know. But you practice a trumpet style or a Wingbone call, and you won't regret it. I guarantee you, you'll be proud you done it. It may take you, you know, just a little while, not too long. I mean, you've got to get you a call, a good call, of course, and just practice. And my Wingwood call, I ship these things all the time. It depends. They usually run anywhere from 22 to 25 shipped. So it is a wonderful, wonderful call to practice on, and it is a wonderful call to hunt with and kill turkeys with. Um, okay, if you're interested in ordering any calls from me, especially the Wingwood caller, you can go on my business, Mosses Creek Outdoors Facebook page. My address is on the page if you would like to contact me by mail. My phone number is on there as well. And you can also send me an email. My email is talkwildstyle@yahoo.com. That's TALKWILDSTYLE@yahoo.com. The Talk Wild Style is all lowercase letters. Until next time, I'm Garron Carlin, owner of Mosses Creek Outdoors, and we'll see you.